Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are back from our Christmas break to Brat Said That, episode 25. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a great holiday, Christmas Eve. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I hope everybody just had a great week. We are back. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Brat, where's your microphone? Can't hear you, Brat. Well, let me tell you something. It's right here. Yes, that is right. We have a professional microphone now. Now, do I know how to hook it up yet? No. But does it look professional? Yes. So professional that it just knocked over the camera. See, still working. I got the tripod, but I haven't taken it out of the car. I like this angle. I think it's better. Well, let me just move that right there. Right there. We good? Looks professional? Yeah. We even have a little soundboard thing I don't know how to use just yet. But, guys, welcome back. Christmas was yesterday. What a day. Brought mom over to Babe's family's house. Had a great day. Man, we got a week to cover. A week to cover, guys. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, you can, because it is a brand new microphone. So here, to start, I already cracked it open. Here's a little Coke Zero. Oh, I'm watching the Stone Cold from 96 on to 97. Oh, it's been such a great Christmas break. A lot's happened. A lot in sports and life, outside of sports. But we need to start right now to make sure that I am live. I was going to dress up for the Christmas episode, but my Christmas sweater is in the wash. Okay, I see myself. Let me just get this out of here. Talk about that. Talk about this. But we do, and we will talk about professional wrestling. So much wrestling has happened. Oh, we got to go back all the way to last Friday on SmackDown. Yes, we're going all the way back. Carmelo Hayes is the new United States champion. Oh, by the way, my little soundboard can do like applause breaks. It's got like cheering, yelling, kissing. I don't know. I wish I could play it for you, but I don't want to. Maybe if I turn that on, let me see. We're going to play with this for a little bit. I think I got to hold it in for 3 seconds. It has lit up, folks. It is lit up. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Let me take the headphones out. Let me take the headphones out so you can hear it. Hold on now. Hold on. Can you hear it? Sound? Hold on. No. See, I'm still working on it, guys. At mic, recording, bass, treble, all words I don't know. But still on SmackDown, Carmelo Hayes. Finally overdue. Carmelo Hayes, good for him. Very, very happy for him. Ilya Dragunov, what a champion. Fighting champion. Always came in with that U.S. Open challenge. But Carmelo Hayes said, hey, I'm going to ruin your Christmas there, Ilya. Or Elijah? I don't know names. But he is the new United States champion. Then we have Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. The feud that never seems to end. They're going to have 3 stages of hell coming up. I love 3 stages of hell when it's done right. You know, we've only had a couple 3 stages of hell matches. Keep bumping into this. I'm still getting used to this. But, you know, if it's done right, you can do, like, you know, basic singles match, and then maybe, like, a tables match, and it was a steel cage match. Something like that. Something or another. But 3 stages of hell is just a match that I love seeing. It's not done much. So when it's done, especially in a field like Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, it is for this. It is perfect. So, and then, okay, so we're going to talk a little bit. Come here, folks. I don't think it was on SmackDown last Friday, but a couple SmackDowns ago, no, I'm sorry. We're not up to there yet. This is why I need to follow my sheet, because I write down the sheet every single show, and then I always bounce around like a pinball. But no, I'm not a pinball. So, we will get back to what I was trying to talk about in a second. But we do need to go over Raw. Like we said a few weeks ago, the mystery is out. Austin Theory is the mysterious man. He has teamed up with the Vision. This Raw and SmackDown was taped. So that's why I'm like, maybe I'll just wait. I was going to come back. I couldn't wait. I was eager. I was like, I need to come back. I need to come back online. I need to talk to everybody. I need to talk about the tens of people that watch the show. But it was taped. So I was like, tape shows. Asuka defeated Rhea Ripley. That feud, always when you put those two together, 10 out of 10. Javon Evans defeated Rayo Americano, which I think is Pete Dunne. Javon Evans is getting the push of a lifetime. Rightfully deserved, but who am I to say what is or not deserved? Bayley defeated Roxanne Perez in that feud. Listen, folks, how many times do we have to see Bayley and Lala Vacaria and Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez intertwined? I've seen so many of those single match tag team matches. I love Bayley. She's one of my favorites, but enough is enough. She might be going to AEW in 2026. Oh, we can do like a 2026 prediction show. A little Brastradamus. By the way, I was going to name this show Brat Friday, like a play on Black Friday, but then I realized, hey, dummy, Black Friday is only for Thanksgiving. But it's a Brat Friday edition of Brat Said That. And then the main event last Raw, Austin Theory with his good now friend buddy Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman defeated CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. So you got Austin Theory. I love Austin Theory. I thought he was going to be the mysterious man since the get-go, but that was no secret. Hello? I like this thing. I feel official. I can use my hands now. I don't know what to do with my hands. But that was Raw. I think Raw Monday is taped still to give the kids, or not kids, they're adults, to give the wrestlers a nice break. But speaking about breaks, it seems like Dominic Mysterio is injured. My favorite of 2025 is injured. I heard he was injured. The AAA show. Now, I'm in love with these AAA shows. They've been having a lot of those on YouTube. I know Omos is big into AAA. Well, he's big into everything when he's 7'10". But yeah, I heard Dominic Mysterio was injured. I didn't get an exact moment. It says, let's see. WWE Dominic Mysterio recently suffered a legitimate shoulder injury. Oh, man. I hope this does not take Dirty Dom out. He is the best thing going right now. He just won back the Intercontinental Championship. He should never have lost. Injury during his match at AAA. Hopefully he heals up, because I would love to see Dominic defend the title, retire his deadbeat dad, and, just go on to the next thing, because Dirty Dom is the future of the company. So, we got to see. We can look at, maybe we can look at the result. I don't want to do the results for Monday. I don't want to look into the future, One thing I do want to talk about, they just announced WWE Backlash 2026 will be in Puerto Rico. If you don't remember, back in, I think it was 2022, Backlash in Puerto Rico was absolutely insane. The crowd, 2023, the crowd was the most loud, and it was just Bad Bunny coming out, the whole crowd singing their songs, because, hey guys, Bad Bunny is an entertainer, and he will entertain a stadium full of people. I would love to see him come back in May. We're going to see him during the Super Bowl halftime show in February. Oh, I love this microphone, because I feel so much more confident when I talk. When I have a little, shout out to that microphone. It's in the closet. Maybe that would be like Brat Said That Museum. The first microphone he ever used. But, hey, Puerto Rico is it's America, okay? It's America, and Bad Bunny is American, and I know we talked about that, I think, on the first show we ever did, 3 months ago. Wow, 3-month anniversary just happened the other day. But yeah, Backlash, come back to Puerto Rico. Can't wait for that. speaking about, we're going to get a little political. We're not going to talk about politics on this show. We're not a political show. We're about sports and fun and love and happiness. But my guy Mick Foley did say that he is done with the WWE Maxx Crosby content. Maxx Crosby content's coming soon, John. That is coming soon. That is, oh man, that is 3 segments away. So sit with me through wrestling. And you want to talk about Maxx Crosby? You know what? The fans want it. John, he's buddy. I heard Maxx Crosby shut down by the Raiders for the next 2 games. And Maxx Crosby is... John, do you like the new microphone, by the way? You like this? Look at this, John. It's awesome. I feel more professional with this. What can you say? Maxx Crosby is like having a Ferrari in a crack house when it comes to the Raiders. So the Raiders have been out of the playoff contention since week 2. I don't want to see Maxx Crosby go, but I don't want to see a legendary career like that get wasted in Las Vegas. Maxx Crosby will do great no matter where he goes. If Maxx Crosby wants to go to, Kansas City, Kansas, because they're moving, apparently in 2046, Maxx Crosby will do great, but he's got to leave. The Raiders have to do something, and Maxx Crosby has done all he can do. You can't be on a team that's 2-15, fighting for the number 1 seed, the number 1 pick next year, and Maxx Crosby is just too good for the Raiders. You don't want to see that happen. It's like Maxx Crosby, he has a legendary career, wasting it away in Las Vegas. But I love Max, 98, my dude. So he left. He got pissed too. He left the Raiders facility and said, "Hey, he is the best player on the team, and he has a million reasons why to leave." So that is Maxx Crosby. I don't know his contract situation, but man, yeah, Maxx Crosby leaves the Raider facility after being told he won't play in the last 2 games of the season. So, why waste it? Why waste it? Why waste it? But that's my thought of Maxx Crosby. I love Maxx Crosby. He's always done great for the Raiders. That's my team. You pick a team and you stick with them. Okay, and John, I know you've been a Broncos fan for a very long time, ever since we were kids. Which is funny because we both lived on Long Island, and neither of us cared for the Jets or the Giants. But yeah, that's my Maxx Crosby talk. Let's finish up wrestling. Mick Foley, nicest person you can ever meet. So sweet. He said that he is done with the WWE now that they got very too political with Donald Trump, JTG, DJT, Donald Trump. Cutting ties with WWE. He said, "I'm done." After the Rob Reiner incident, the president tweeted out about Rob Reiner. Not going to get into everything because I don't want to talk about politics, because politics is not the point of this show. But I support Mick Foley. He is a legend, hardcore legend. He can do what he wants. Even if you don't agree with him, like on political, Kane is Glenn Jacobs, the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. He even said, "I love Mick. I don't agree with him, but you can't look at Mick as a person and judge him for his political views, because he's so humble, so nice. He's a great dude." So whatever your political views are, I do agree. Like WWE is getting very, very, very politically heavy. You got Linda McMahon. No matter, I don't know what she is in the world of wrestling right now, but I know she's like the Secretary of Education or something. Yeah. So whatever they do, we just went through Christmas, and no political debates yet. Nobody had to throw their uncle out their house because they talked about make America great again. Not gonna talk about that. But hey, you all got a opinion. Political is a messy topic, you know. Brat said that. I'm going to say a lot of things. Politics, not on this show. Listen, you want to talk politics? Get me on Joe Rogan. I'll sit down with Joe Rogan for 2 hours to talk about politics and Alpha Brain. But, yeah. The politics talk is over. Mick Foley, I love you. You know, I support whatever you want to do. What I was talking about at the top of the show wasn't on SmackDown. It was on NXT. A big botch on NXT. So, during the match between Thea and Blake Monroe did not kick out. The referee did what referees are supposed to do. Count to 3, and Thea is now the new NXT North American Women's Champion. A lot of confusion, a lot of people walking around like, hey, what's going on? What's this? What's going down? But, you know, if McGrady gets in this room, I'll talk to McGrady. He is a referee on the East Coast, one of the best. He'll tell you what to do. You're taught count to 3. Even if it's not the finish, you count to 3. And the referee should not get any backlash, shouldn't get in trouble. They do what they talk. You know, even if it's not the finish, if Blake Monroe was hurt, you still count to 3. You know, you don't stop at 2 3/4 because you know it's not the finish. So, yeah, it was a pretty bad botch. But, hey, now that happened, you can expand that. You can take that. You can run a storyline. You know, you got, even if it's a botch, you got a couple weeks now of TV you can use that off of. You know? So, it was a botch. Botches happen. I botched a lot in my wrestling career. I think I botched more than anybody. What's the worst botch? Okay, the worst botch I ever botched was, I don't know, there's so many. There were so many. I will tell you the one time I was in the professional level, we did a battle royal, and this is before I got singlets, and I got thrown over the top rope to get eliminated, and my tuchus hung out. That is why I went to Wrestling Mart and I bought a singlet. So my tuchus does not hang out. Speaking about tuchuses, we're going to move over to AEW. Danhausen, not saying he is a tuchus or anything like that. He is a free agent. Danhausen, if you don't know, very evil, very funny, very scary, very nice. Great gimmick. Great gimmick. He comes out, he's kind of like the classic 1940s voodoo guy. Was such a huge sensation in like 2022, 2022, 23. And then he signed AEW, got injured, was out for a little bit. But he's hysterical. He was one of the biggest internet sensations. That's what they do. Like I don't know. I think the internet sensations need to build before they sign. You know, Danhausen, he was out there selling more merch than I can ever think of. You know, even with Luigi Primo, he making a pizza. Like, he got signed to AEW, and now he's not making a pizza as much as he used to, you know? I think these guys need to, live off the internet. The internet is so important to up-and-coming wrestlers. I get so mad. I'm not in the wrestling business anymore. I'm going to take off my shoes. I'm going to get comfortable. Don't mind me. I'm going to take off my shoes. Shouldn't have shoes on in the house anyway. These young guys, they have so... Look at Tommy Invincible. His little video vlogs of him coming out through the curtain. Voices in the air. Now he's on GCW. Now when I say Tommy Invincible, if you're a wrestling fan, you know who he is. Because he used the internet for himself. By the way, there is a mute button on this too. So every time I cough or burp or fart, I can mute it. And I love it. See, why the headphones? Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to use this little soundboard. But I think Danhausen would do great in like a TNA. Like if you take Joe Hendry and you put him up to the SmackDown, which he's supposed to be on, Danhausen can slide right into that NXT funny spot. But you know, plus Danhausen is a great name. Speaking about AEW, I want to talk about the end of the year is upon us. At World's End is the last professional. Yeah, jinx myself. Didn't cough all day. It is the end. It was the last. It's the final professional show. Final show of the year. They are really pushing this Continental Classic, guys. I want to look over the card because I've been watching AEW. The main event, Samoa Joe's defending the AEW World Championship against Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, and MJF. I can see MJF regaining this championship. I really do. The AEW Women's World Championship, Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hayter. Look at that. Look at that. Strong Island, baby. MJF and Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. All champions are in the championship race in AEW. Tell you, kids. Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale will face Mercedes Moné and Athena. Now, Mercedes Moné has been losing her championships left and right. I don't see her gaining this title. They just won this AEW World's Women Tag Team Championships. So, I don't see them... I keep hitting this. I don't see the Babes of Wrath losing just yet. Then you got FTR, who is going to be the Tag Team of the Year. Dax Harwood and Cash Riddler taking on the Bang Bang Gang, greatest name ever. Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn in a Chicago street fight for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Then Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd. And just a singles match. Sprinkle in a little singles match at World's End. Okada or Takeshita versus Fletcher or Moxley in the final for the AEW Continental Classic. That will be determined earlier in that day. Okada versus Takeshita and Fletcher versus Moxley in the semifinals. Then you have a Mixed Nuts Mayhem match. I don't know what a Mixed Nuts Mayhem match. I don't like nuts. Anytime I get those trail mix, I'm a pretzel M&M guy. Death Riders, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, Willa Yuta, and Marina Shafir versus Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roger Strong, and Tony Storm. I do like Tony Storm, and I do like what they're doing with Mark Briscoe. And then you got the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue versus Han and Mega World. I don't know what that is. Merry Christmas, Miss Debbie. Hope everything is going great for you and the boys. I miss you. Now, you want to hear some funny stories about Miss Debbie? I once flooded her bathroom by accident. Okay? I broke a cat, little porcelain cat. She once caught me and Jason skipping school in summer, and she whipped both our butts. Miss Debbie is a amazing human. So, Merry Christmas to you. It was good seeing you a few years ago. If I ever am down in West Virginia, I will come say hello. Because you're amazing. Yeah. We're talking about wrestling. That thing Jason and I used to bother you about ordering? Oh, I hope you're doing okay. You mean a lot to Jason, and you mean a lot to Brian and me, and, as your unofficial third son, I hope you do good. But speaking about things that aren't doing good, look at that transition. UFC 326. Okay, we talked about wrestling. Wrestling's over. We're talking about the MMA portion of the show. UFC 326 is set for March 7th, 2026, right here in Las Vegas. Holloway versus Oliveira 2 for the BMF Championship. I can't wait for that rematch. Both fighters different than the first time they fought. They weren't champions then and ended in the first round in the first minute by injury. So, it's going to be a really, really good main event. Then they added some fights. Renato Marcano versus Brian Ortega. That's going to be a good fight. Chao Borello versus Rene DeRieder. That's going to be a great fight. And then Paulo Costa versus Bruno Ferreira. And before I got on the show, Paulo Costa's already out of the fight. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. So yeah, UFC, there's been no UFC in the last few weeks. I hear Babe cheering in the background. But there has been some fights, if you can call them fights. We talked about the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight. by the way, this is why I like doing the awards at the end of the year. Because I already had Knockout of the Year nominees set. But after Jake Paul and Joshua fight, I had to add that into a nominee. We would talk about the first ever Brat Said That awards coming up at the end of the show. But, I'm not going to talk most about, influencers and people I don't think post a positive outlook in the world. But, hey, Top G, you lost your boxing fight against Chase Demoor. Andrew Tate didn't look very alpha male when he lost his fight. So that's all I'm going to talk about that. I don't really care too much about that Tate, brother situation, but that is a boxing match, and last time I checked, boxing is a sport, and this is a sports show. But Tony Ferguson looking great in his resurgence in boxing. Tony Ferguson should have been the UFC lightweight champion. He was on a 27-fight win streak. Never got to it. Lost, got pulled out of fights. And then he lost 7 times in a row. He's looking good in his boxing resurgence. One person who's not looking good is this kid. I don't know if you know him or care about him, but his name is Jack Doherty. Jack Doherty is like a kick streamer. I don't know what kick is. I think kick is stupid. I mean, I don't know what it is as a whole, but I know of it, and I think it's stupid. He and his buddies try to fight the legendary UFC heavyweight champion, Andrei Arlovski, backstage. Arlovski peppered about 6 or 7 people, while Doherty was just sitting behind his bodyguard. If you don't know this kid, he walks around, he bumps into people in public. Then he stands behind his bodyguard. He's embarrassing. He just got arrested a few weeks ago. He is not an influential person in a positive way. So, for all that Jack Doherty has done, trying to fight a legend like Andrei Arlovski, Jack Doherty, you are the winner of the Christmas edition of Brat Said That. You get the Grinch Award for being a little shite. Grow up is going to get you much farther in life than the bukkake bullshit that you do. And I am almost 40 now. Okay, I was a brat. I know how it is. I'm not called Brat Jackson because it has a good name to it. Miss Debbie, if she's still here, she knows. I was quite a brat in my youth. But yes, Jack Doherty, grow up. Stop it. Don't pick fights. Enjoy your Brat Said That Bratwurst Grinch Award. But that is UFC MMA news. Not much has gone on, like I said. Not UFC in the last few weeks. It's kind of hurting. But I digress. We do move on to something that is going on right now. NFL Week 16 is in the books. We are on Week 17. So we need to talk about it. Slow connection. You always say slow connection. Yada, 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 yada. We have a lot to talk about the NFL. We already talked about Crosby because, the fans asked for it. But I do want to talk about the playoffs. We got the playoffs so soon. Pretty much everything is locked up except for 2 spots. 2 spots are left. This holiday, we're going to talk about Christmas. We're going to talk about football. But England, the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Clap to the Jaguars. Now, I don't think I got to talk about it, but I kind of had a feeling that Jacksonville was going to beat the Broncos. But they went on to do that. So, 6 wins in a row for Trevor Lawrence. Looking absolutely phenomenal. I kind of like to listen to the earlier shows that I've done. And I think I trash talk Houston Texans. Houston, we have a problem, and I gotta apologize to you. Houston, you won 7 straight. You are almost about to get the last spot in the AFC. My apologies to Houston. I said you were trash way before I should have. And then you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to take a little credit. I said your team was trash and you're going to win 7 in a row. So you're welcome, Houston. No, I'm joking. The Colts were looking good. They lose 5 in a row. And then, the Denver and the Chargers are looking great. Kansas City and Las Vegas. Las Vegas lost 9 in a row. Philadelphia has clinched the AFC, NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys. Where's that cheer button? Come on, where's the volume? I know the volume on here is somewhere. But I'm pressing the cheer button. And I wish you could hear the cheer button. Cheer. Where's cheer? Cheer. Yay! So the Dallas Cowboys have been eliminated from playoff contention. But hey, what a season for both the Bears and the Packers. Wow, I think those two have the best rivalry in football. Both have clinched a spot in the playoffs. Seahawks, 49ers, and Rams also. Now, this is one I'm looking very close to. The final spot. The Carolina Panthers, 8-7, with a huge win last week, facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lost 3 straight. Can the Carolina Panthers go on to make the playoffs? Now, right now, as it stands, they are in the playoffs. They have, I think, I'm going to go to the wild card right now and look it up. So, I don't know if it's updated because there's still some teams. Yeah, all TBD. All TBD. So, we got to figure it out. But, hey, I'm rooting for the Panthers. Man, imagine a Super Bowl with the Panthers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Could very well possibly happen. Can very well be a Super Bowl. Once the brackets are all set up, we'll make our picks. We'll follow it every week like we did the World Series. But with the Kansas City Chiefs being eliminated from the playoffs, is this it for Travis Kelce in Kansas City? Is he going to move on? Just like Maxx Crosby might move on from the Raiders in Las Vegas, is Travis Kelce done? Now, let's be honest. Outside of football, Travis Kelce is financially set for life. Thank you, Taylor Swift. So what will happen? Like I said, I don't really have a hateful for any other team besides the Cowboys. Cowboys eliminated, good. Patriots, I want to talk about this because I think about this now. I hated the Patriots growing up. New York, Eli. But man, Tom Brady and Gronkowski, those two were something I wish I could have appreciated more. But, that was the past. The future, where is the future going to lead? Sunday, the Giants are going to face the Raiders, both 2-13. Most possibly, that is really bad grammar, possibly for the number 1 pick in the draft next year. The Raiders have lost 9 in a row, so have the Giants. Let's go Giants. I want the Giants to win. And by the way, yes, I will say it, Chad LGBT has his picks for this week, just like we've done every week since we started the show. On Twitter, go follow me. I'm up to 450-something followers. We're getting there, folks. It's hard, But that is football. But one thing I want to bounce back. Because yesterday, obviously, was Christmas. Christmas, historically, basketball day. Basketball on Christmas. Charles Barkley, the greatest player to never win a ring, has said his views on Christmas Day is, hey, Roger Goodell, stop being greedy. Christmas games, NBA, get your NFL pigs off of Christmas. Rightfully so. I mean, I love Charles Barkley. He's, he blasts the commissioner and says, dude, Christmas is supposed to be a NBA game. So, we'll see. We'll see. He's very unhappy. Oh, excuse me. But, yeah, he's unhappy with that. The NBA, we're going to speak over baseball right now. Nothing really happened in baseball. It's the off-season, post-season. Yeah, so, I love baseball. It's probably my favorite sport outside of wrestling. Yes, it's a sport. But, basketball's heating up. The Thunder and Pacers, the Spurs. Look at the Spurs. 8 wins in a row. I can't believe it. They are knocking at the number 1 Thunders. They defeated them badly on Thanksgiving. I don't say badly. Was it bad? Let's see. By 15. The Knicks are looking good. They won last night. The Mavericks, again, look like crap. They lost to the Warriors. I like this microphone because I feel like I can really use my hands. That sounded a little creepy. But, hey, the All-Star break is soon in February. That's somewhat soon. That is, I can't believe that we are 5 days away from New Year's Eve. What a time to be alive. New Year's Eve. I do want to talk about Sidney Crosby, my GOAT, the kid. Huge Penguins fan. Ever since I saw Darius Kasparaitis slide across the rink in 2001 against the Buffalo Sabres. Sidney Crosby, I've loved him. He is the GOAT. He passes Meyer Lemieux and sets a all-new Penguins all-time scoring record. Where's the cheer button? Yay! If I can turn this up. Oh. I don't know how this works. I gotta figure it out. But Sidney Crosby is the new Penguins all-time scoring champion or record holder. So shout out to the kid. You are first ballot Hall of Fame when your time comes. We have talked bad about a lot of hockey teams, which is funny because I talked bad about the Blue Jackets, and they are 2 points below the Penguins in the Metropolitan Division. And, okay, let's talk about it. The Buffalo Sabres have a 7-game winning streak. Now, how long do you think 7 games in the NHL is? 2 to 3 weeks? When did I start trashing the Buffalo Sabres? 2 to 3 weeks ago? You tell me. No, I'm not like that. I'm not cocky at all. But hey, Detroit, 3 wins in a row. The Avalanche, 6 wins in a row. Looking great. The Blackhawks, the mighty Blackhawks, 6 losses in a row. I remember, sorry CM Punk, when they were good. But they are not good right now. But the Anaheim Ducks are good. I'm telling you, the Ducks are the team to watch out for. The Oilers, the Golden Knights, wow, they're doing great. I really want to go to an actual hockey game. So, McGrady, oh, I'm so glad you are here. McGrady. You missed it. We talked about wrestling already. But I haven't been on since Christmas. Merry Christmas, McGrady. What did you think of that botch between Thea Hell and Blake Monroe? Your referee, you keep counting. You don't stop. We saw that during the Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, whoever last match. The referee stopped. Looked stupid. As a referee, you keep counting. So, McGrady, what do you say? Islanders. Okay, the Islanders. Where are the Islanders? They are 20-13 with 44 points with a 1-game win streak. Hey, something's going to happen in New York. There has not been a champion from New York in a very long time. I think the Islanders are facing the Rangers tomorrow. Ref did his job. Exactly. Ref did his job. McGrady, now, Merry Christmas, buddy. Have you ever been in that situation? You've refereed hundreds of matches, which is funny because I was watching it. I was watching like a vlog about these people going to Long Island, and they were in Iceland. And there was one of the NYWC shows at like a street fair, and you were refereeing. And I was like, oh, there's McGrady. Joey Fresh is in the building too. We are just pumping out all the good people. Joey Fresh is in the... Do you like my new microphone, by the way? I got it for Christmas. I got this new microphone. It's like very like professional, you know? It has like wires and stuff. I got a soundboard. I love it. And if Thea knew the finish, she should have got up and said, okay. That kind of puts the blame on Thea. That's a different take. I like it. I wish I had I know how to edit these shows, so I could put in like the little botch on the bottom, but I don't, because this is a one-man operation. This is just a one-guy operation. But McGrady, we talked about a lot. We talked about Mick Foley. We talked about Raw, AEW, Danhausen. Talked about NFL. The playoffs are soon. I don't know what a team you're a fan of, but I think maybe the Jets or Giants. They're nowhere near the playoffs. The NBA, we talked about Sidney Crosby, my GOAT, is the Penguins' all-time scoring record. Now, there is one thing coming up. The NCAA football, the bowl games are set on New Year's Eve. We have the Cotton Bowl, or Ohio State versus Miami. And the next day, on New Year's Day, we have the Orange Bowl, Texas Tech versus Oregon, the Rose Bowl, Indiana versus Alabama, and the Sugar Bowl, Georgia versus Ole Miss. Now, better than the ref counted to, yeah, that is ridiculous. You know, even if that wasn't a finish, you don't stop counting. You just keep going and going and going and going and going. Now, yeah, that was a pretty bad botch. You know, a lot of people are upset about it. But that happens. Botches, you know, you refereed some of my matches. You know botches very well. Was seeing me flipping and flopping over that ring when I did. But, Winter Classic. Okay, when is the Winter Classic? Because that's coming up now soon, right? Winter Classic 2026. Let's see. January 2nd. Florida Panthers are hosting the New York Rangers next. Wow, okay. Hey, head down to Miami. You know, that would be something cool. They're playing in Lone Depot Park, which I don't know where that is. I know that's in Miami. Lone. How do you spell Lone Depot Park? Who plays there? That's where the Miami Marlins play, or attempt to play baseball. But yeah, head down there. That would be fun. I know they've done the Winter Classic a few times. I would love for them to do one in Vegas. Let's see, Winter Classic. It started in 2008. Wow. Let's see. We got the Rangers and Panthers this year. Last year was the Blues and Blackhawks. The Golden Knights versus Seattle back in the day. Had it in. They had it at Fenway Park, Target Field, Notre Dame Stadium, Citi Field. The Rangers versus the Buffalo Sabres, MetLife. Wow. Islanders versus Rangers. That is cool. Yeah, those games are always fun to see. We lost by a shitty goal. Well, Every goal is shitty when you're on the losing end of it, you know? But McGrady, how was your Christmas? I do want to talk about Christmas stories. You know, we talked about sports. We're done with sports. 45 minutes in, we're done with sports. We're talking about Christmas. Christmas to me, I always loved Christmas. I love going over my aunt and my uncles and my cousins, you know, opening the gifts. I remember, you know, growing up in the 90s, I used to get the best gifts. I still do, now that I'm older, but Pokemon, you were at both AEW shows. Really? Now, I talked about AEW at World's End, which I was talking about how great MJF, Statlander, Willow Nightingale, all from Long Island, all from where we're from, doing big things in AEW, you know? So, I'm definitely going to watch it. That's tomorrow. I gave my predictions, talked about the Continental Classic, but Christmas yesterday was fun. Brought the dogs over to Babe's family's house. I ate that ham up. I love ham. Mac and cheese. Coke Zero. Cheers to you, McGrady. Merry Christmas to you. They pre-taped 2 shows at Hammerstein. Did you wish MJF a happy Hanukkah? Did you? Did you? I heard the crowd wished MJF a happy Hanukkah. But, yeah, Christmas is great. McGrady, I gotta get a little sad. I'm going to take a little turn. There is a tragedy struck on the YouTube community. I don't know if you heard of McGrady. YouTuber called Adam the Woo passed away. Adam the Woo was 51. He was an OG original vlogger who started every day, would post attractions, roadside, landmarks, Disney theme parks. They found him passed away at 51. I started recently watching him because Babe was a huge Adam the Woo fan. Real name David Adam Williams. Found dead today. He had over 1 million subscribers, over 414 million views. Adam the Woo, the Daily Woo. Babe is a huge fan of his. I told her she wanted to come on the show. She wanted to say a little thing, but, she's like, let me just write a statement. So this is from Babe. Adam the Woo. Some of you probably have no idea who that is. Well, he was a well-known vlogger in the Disney community. Unfortunately, he did pass away in his Florida home on Monday. The cause of death has not been released. As I may have not known him, I have been subscribed to him for over 10 years. He was part of my life every day. She's seen all his videos. Some of his friends have posted, and they have one thing in common. Adam the Woo was a great human. Passionate and a huge heart. Have the vlog, like he said, every time he ended the vlog, he said, the vlog is truly over. His memory is not over. We've watched tribute videos to him. I watched this guy called German in Venice. I've watched him for a few years. He was one to be at Adam's house the day he died. There's so much. It's sad. He really became a staple in his household. Babe would wake up. She wakes up early, like 5 o'clock. So I'd wake up, go stumble in my slumber to see what she was watching, and it was Adam. Big fan of Universal, Disney, and he always decorated his house. So our thoughts and prayers are to him and his family. To lose somebody that close to Christmas, to lose anybody that young, is just so damn sad. So prayers to Adam the Woo and his family. He vlogged every day, pretty much. like I'm on his Wikipedia page. He lived in Celebration, Florida. His dad featured heavily in his vlogs. Family Guy. So, sad to see Adam the Woo pass away. But right now, I want to dedicate the end of this vlog to Adam. But McGrady, I want to end this vlog. Then I'm going to come back for a quick vlog. Because I don't know how to edit shows and stories and things. So, McGrady, we're going to do the first ever Brat Said That Awards. Yeah, that really made me sad because he was such a great guy. He was like original OG YouTuber. Like if there's like a YouTube Hall of Fame, he definitely belongs there. So, McGrady, we're going to get off. We're going to come right back on for a quick Brat Said That Awards. So, guys, thank you for sticking around. Thank you, Miss Debbie, Joey Fresh, John, and McGrady for all coming in the show. But guys, we're going to get off real quick. And, why is the volume not working? Come on. Hold on, Zim. But, anyway, so we're going to get off right now. Come on, guys. Oh, that's why. Hold on, let me take this off. Oh, hold on, I know why. Because I'm connected to the audio. Okay, hold on, here we go. Let's see. Hold on, ready? Oh, man, it doesn't work. Anyway, guys, we're going to get off. We'll be back right on in just a few minutes to announce the first ever Brat Said That Awards. I'm going to go change into something more professional. We'll be back on around 6:15. We're going to be on for about 30 minutes. Talk about the awards. Talk about the nominees. But guys, I love you. Take care. Love yourself. Love each other. Enjoy the holiday season. I will be right back in about 15 minutes. Love sports. Bye, guys.